Hello and welcome to Pass the Turn. On today's show we are going to be doing my top 10 favourite dragons from my commander deck. So, let's go. So first of all, some honourable mentions. First of all, we have Thundermaw Hellkite. Now this is brilliant at coming in when there's a board flooded with flyers. You can just tap all of them down and then you can swing in and potentially finish someone off who's bothering you with their flyers or getting in the way. Next, we have Scourge of the Throne. This is a brilliant card. It's not in my top 10, mostly because I find that I've already basically in the position to win the game before its effect is really utilised, but it is brilliant at potentially killing two opponents in one turn. So what Scourge of the Throne does is, when it attacks for the first time each turn, if it's attacking the player with the most life or tied most life, untap all your attacking creatures. After this phase there is an additional combat phase. So essentially you get two attacks. Now this is absolutely brilliant when you need to take down two opponents in one turn. The last of the honourable mentions is Siege Dragon. Now this card's got an entering the battlefield trigger which destroys all walls. This most of the time won't be used because not many people play with walls unless you're against an Arcades deck, which I actually have as well. You may see it on the channel at some point. However, when Siege Dragon attacks, if a defending player controls no walls, it deals 2 damage to each creature without flying that player controls. So essentially, if you're going against a weenie deck or anything like that, you could just clear the whole field of that opponent, which is brilliant, but not one of my favourite cards. So now it's time for the top 10, and coming in at 10th place is Loveless, the Dragon Queen. Fantastic card, mostly like it for its artwork, to be honest. But whenever a non-token dragon comes into the battlefield under your control, create a 5/5 dragon. That is unbelievable. It also has the ability to give all your dragons fire breathing for 2 mana. I mean, it's fantastic. It's a 6/6 for 6 mana. There's just a lot going on with this card, and normally it gets removed before I can really use it fully, but I just love the artwork. It's brilliant. It works so well with my dragon deck. That's why it's number 10. Next up, we have Goodvara Hellkite. Now this, in the olden days, would have been my favourite card. Just absolutely crazy. Whenever you attack with a dragon, put a 6/6 dragon onto the battlefield. Crazy. I love this card, but I do find that it dies to removal too often to actually come into play. The best way to use this card is to drop it and then swing with a bunch of dragons. Just flood the board unbelievably fast. And the artwork, look, I mean, look at it. It looks insane. Coming in at 8th place is Darigaz Reincarnated. I absolutely love the artwork on this. And to be honest, you're going to see this throughout my whole top 10. It's mostly because I like the artwork. But this card is just everything I like in a big dragon. Flying, trample, and haste. Crazy. And it's got a bit of resilience as well, because if this dies, you would instead exile it, put 3 egg counters on it, and bring it back on the upkeep where that last egg is removed. It's a 7/7. It's got a bit of an awkward summoning cost, but as you'll see, my deck is 5 colour. And there's a reason for that, and you'll find out at number 1. This is a brilliant card. I find that I just get in for the swing, nice and quick, 7 damage, can bring someone down quite a bit. Perfect. Coming in at number 7 is Sillim, the Drifting Death. Flying and hexproof. Now, if anyone hears hexproof on a card, there's a sigh, because it's so difficult to get rid of. And this has got flying, so it's just going to keep hitting you and you're not going to be able to get rid of it. Brilliant. But its ability is even better. Whenever a dragon you control attacks, creatures defending player controls get -1/-1 till the end of turn. So if you're attacking with 2 or 3 dragons, you could just wipe their field. It's unbelievable. The artwork is crazy. I mean, he's a legendary creature. What more could you want? Next up in number 6 is a bit of an oldie, but still one of my favourites, Tenib the Harvester. I mean, look at this guy. You just know he's absolutely mischievous. He's going to come in, he's going to attack you, and then he's going to take something from your grave. Maybe my grave, maybe I want another dragon back. But maybe you've got something that's even better. Fantastic card. Coming in at number 5, another fairly old card from Shards of the Alara, is Broodmate Dragon. I love this card. Now, if I could put this in a bounce deck with white, I would love it for Commander, but I just can't really find the right deck to stick it in at the moment. This card comes in and makes another dragon a 4/4, a best mate. It's brilliant. I mean, 6 mana for a 4 flying isn't too bad, but 6 mana for 2 4/4 flyings, that's good value. Coming in at number 4 is the Artifact Dragon, still Hellkite. This card is brilliant. In my deck, where I've got 5 colours, it's easy to cast, which really makes it an easy choice putting in the deck. It also has some great abilities. So it can give itself Fire Breathing for 2 colourless, nice and cheap. Could use any of my mana colours I want to get that done. Or, once it's dealt damage, I could pay X and destroy each non-land permanent with a converted mana cost X, whose controller was dealt combat damage by Steel Hellkite this turn. Activate this ability only once per turn. You only need it once per turn. You can devastate their key pieces with this card. If they can't stop the Flying Menace, they're going to lose some of their permanents. It's brilliant. Flashing in at number 3 is Bogart and Howkite. Now, there's a reason why I like this card a lot. It's not just because of the fantastic art, it's because it has flash, which essentially means it's basically an instant spell with a dragon attached to it. Because it does 5 damage divided among any number of targets. You can get rid of some planeswalker, or you can get rid of a creature, or you can just take 5 damage to that person's face. It's brilliant. It's flying and it's a 5/5. I mean, 8 is a hefty mana cost, but in my deck, I've reduced the mana cost quite a bit. So what this can do is essentially come in, destroy an attacking creature, and then block another attacking creature, and it's just brilliant. It's utility, and that's what I like in my decks. Coming in at second, potentially this could have been number 1. It's one of my favourite dragons, mostly on art, but on its ability it's also brilliant. Spellbound Dragon. Nice and cheap to bring out, 5 mana, but whenever Spellbound Dragon attacks, draw a card, then discard a card. It gets +X/+0 until the end of turn, where X is that card's converted mana cost. Imagine chucking out a Bogart and Howkite, not that you would, but if you did, it's suddenly attacking for 11 damage. That's crazy on a 5/5, on a 5 mana cost, a 3/5. It's just crazy. The artwork is beautiful in this. I love it, and it's fantastic. It's arguably my favourite, but we'll see. Coming in at number 1 is my big bad commander, the Dragon. Need I say more? Not really. This guy is the creator of dragons. He is unbelievable. So, first of all, whilst he's in my command zone, he's going to reduce my dragon cost by 1, which is brilliant. Especially if I've got the Incubator and other things out, I'm just going to be getting them out for super cheap. But when he gets to the battlefield, things start to get crazy. Normally you'll have a couple of dragons on the field already. So when this guy comes down, he's going to do some devastation. When 1 or more dragons you control attack, draw that many cards. Then you may put a permanent card from your hand onto the battlefield. Can you imagine a world where you drop the Dragon, you attack, you draw 3 cards, and then you drop your Bogart and Hellkite for 0, doing 5 damage to someone, and just crazy. Brilliant. Love this card. Artwork is fantastic, and obviously it's amazing. Now, obviously, these are my favourite dragon cards from my commander deck, but I'd be really interested to hear what your favourite dragons are too. So put a comment down in the comment section. Don't forget to like and subscribe. New videos are coming out Monday and Tuesday, so stay tuned for that. And thank you very much for watching. Goodbye. So the last honourable mention is Siege Dragon. Brilliant card. The first part of the ability you may not use unless you're against an arcade.